Whoa! Whoa! Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Dredge. And what an introduction! I was just going after these sailfish for the Never seen that particular piece of majestic ocean beauty before. Oh my god. Well, we've got all the relics together, and today we're going to be finishing whatever this is. I suspect this is the end. And I'm not ready to leave. I mean, like I've been saying for this entire series, this whole game is so wonderfully creepy, but also gorgeous. At night, you find yourself rushing back to port, but nevertheless, you always want to return to the sea and see what's out there. I guess that's why they call it the sea. Still, there's plenty more I want to finish up before embarking on that journey. And I think I'll be satisfied, even though I know I'm nowhere near 100%, I think I'll be satisfied with just filling out the quest board. That's going to mean satiating this last guy's hunger, finding the rare fish, and finding the last talisman. Yes, bring down the sky. Here's your freaking fish. The ceremonial knife comes out again, and the large heart is extracted, placed on a stand behind the first. Raise the deep. The figure points to a shape on the last scroll, and that is a frilled shark. We can do that here. There we go, dead ahead, right beside the Fanatic's Isle. I spent so long on that first guy. That's actually kind of bizarre, isn't it? Because, wait, are you it? There you go. I spent so much time on that first guy, and I find it so dumb that his catch was right here near the last area. Like, to me, that just makes no sense. And then the other two were comparatively easy. Real eerie how the color palette changes as soon as I get to you. Here's your final catch. They drag the shark's body around to find the right angle, before plunging the knife in and pulling out the heart. Without looking at you, they take a book from inside their robe and throw it into the sand at your feet. The figure kneels before the fish hearts and becomes still. You leave before they decide they need any more hearts. Well, that's that. Nautical engineering. Let's just get out of here. Oh, so you're always about, not just when you're summoned, eh? Always the small ones following you. Well, let's try to avoid them as much as possible, and by try I mean fail. There's some reclaimed metal there. We've got a talisman to find, and I'm not sure where to find it. I feel like we've been through all this. The last one is in there. But we're gonna need some explosives to get at it. That's more than a little bit annoying. Alright, let's just make a note on our map and go get some from the trader. Let's just get all you guys out of here so I can start doing my important dredging work, because I do need more of this reclaimed metal. Thank you very much. This must be how you're supposed to do this, because I can't imagine any other way to get this one done. Anyway, you guys can stay gone. Especially you, Big Mama. Boom. And let me in. Now, how about you? And nope. That is so dumb. You can come in here? How am I supposed to avoid that? Well, everything's destroyed. Everything's destroyed, and there wasn't really anything I could do about it. There's not even a vent here. Well, there's the final stone tablet, and we are completely wrecked, so we really need to get out of here. And we're stuck in slow-mo mode. They can never destroy the crappy engine. Tell you what, we have no reason to be here. We may as well just use the teleport to Blackstone. Come on. I've yet to find out what the downside is. You know, there's just something about the music and the visuals in this game. I recognized it from the very first part. It's the kind of thing that when you're playing it for the first time, you know it's going to be nostalgic. I think it sort of reminds me of like those one-off like demos I used to play on the official PlayStation Magazine discs. Those weird little things that I would spend hours playing, have so much fun with them, and then just never hear about them again. Oh, I got one more tablet. The trader takes the stone tablet from you and places it alongside the others. He turns them over and arranges them into a square. On the underside of the tablets, new glyphs begin to form, casting an eerie light onto the low ceiling. Yes, go on. Have you seen this before, old-timer? He begins transcribing the glyphs onto an old scrap of parchment. Each stroke appears to demand excruciating concentration. After a few minutes, he puts down his pen and reads aloud. When the sky mistakes the stars and the air grows thick with night, the deep will open its scars. Protect us, O guiding light. I only know of one guiding light. But these tablets predate the lighthouse at Greater Marrow by centuries. What about that big tower at the Devil's Spine? The fragments are fused together now. Why don't you take this back? In theory, they should open a lock somewhere. But where? An intriguing mystery. Do let me know if you make any progress. In the meantime... Okay. Well, let's get over there. Back amid the ruins, and I'm thinking that maybe this was an ancient lighthouse? And if so, maybe this so-called door could be over here somewhere? Well, I don't quite know yet, but I'm hoping that could be the case. The archways with us. And these guys are everywhere, of course. We've got the three of you welcoming the way in, under the bridge to it. But I am curious about something else. What happens if I try sailing off the edge of the map? I mean, just how far will it allow us to go? Actually, from the look of it, well, we'll start seeing much bigger creatures, that's for one thing. Look at you. But also, from the look of it, it'll actually allow us to go quite a ways out. Maybe there's creatures we can discover out here? By the way, I'm recording this right after the previous parts, so at this time, like, this is the most ahead I've ever been on a series. This is probably the last episode, and I've only just seen the comments for part 1. Quite concerningly, I'm not really seeing much of anything out here. And if I have a look around, yeah, I'm not seeing any fishing spots. Only thing left to do now is try and hit the end, because, well, let's be real, I'm certainly not making it back before dark. And it is terrifying, the thought of being out on the open ocean after dark. Should be just about to cross over the edge, and here comes the fog. Oh hey, we completed our book. That's good to know. Entering uncharted waters, turn back. What'll happen if I don't? And what if I don't, game? Oh, look at that. From here, the light of Greater Marrow passes through what I presume to be the light of the Devil's Spine. Oh, something's coming. Something's coming. Something's coming. Oh, it's a sea monster. Cool. Neat. But you missed me, so I ain't afraid. Oh, never mind. Well, okay, load last save. Oh, wait. I might just be forgetting my experience on the last part. Hang on, wait. Okay, you guys come after me so that I can guide you over this vent. Yep, too hot, too hot, too hot. Oh, it's this. I'd completely forgotten about this. Or at least oh, wait, had I seen that? I think I saw it, but I never actually checked. Ah. I was too busy getting scared away by you guys. This is before I knew how to get rid of you. Alright, well, first let's check the ancient lighthouse, which, yes, that is what it is. You climb the... You could have just looked from here. You climb the many steps leading up to the ancient lighthouse. At its base is a solid stone door. You can't see a handle, but there's a large socket carved into the face of the door. Alright, but first we're going to walk all the way back down and check out the cave. In the dim light of the cave, you can make out some paintings on both walls. Check the left wall. These paintings depict the birth of a civilization. A great beacon of light is shown repelling a tentacled figure emerging from the sea. These paintings depict the fall of a civilization. A volcanic eruption tears through a tall lighthouse. Monstrous shapes devour people as buildings turn to ruin. It kept them at bay. Alright, well, let's walk all the way back up. You get plenty of cardio on that boat of yours, don't you? The fused tablet clicks into place and the door rumbles before sliding aside. Let's go. You step through the doorway of the ancient lighthouse. The stairway to the top has collapsed. This is as far as you're going to get. Good, no more stairs. Around you are a number of dusty objects. Some of them look quite valuable. Flame of the sky. Impossibly bright for such a compact design. The delicately faceted crystal lens focuses a perpetual shimmering flame. Oh, it's a light we can use! 3,500 lumens, range of 25 meters. Wow, it's actually worse range? I'm gonna keep it, but to be honest, it's not that good. You take everything from the room, and we can leave. That's cool, but I wish it were better. The ancients have just got nothing on modern technology. Why don't they get with the program? You know what? Why not? Why don't we go for it? I mean, it is a lot brighter, and it's not like we're running into rocks very often. Why don't we? And we could maybe even... I just got an achievement saying have a combined strength of over 3,000 lumens. So why don't we add a foggy lens as well? I mean, I've been thinking about doing this for a while, but I just didn't feel the need. But you know what? This will probably do a lot to keep us sane at night. Something we're probably going to need for our journey into the dark. Let's just take this old light for a spin. There we go. That is just noticeably better. And I don't know if the distance stacks, but if it does, we're certainly better off than before. You know, it's weird. Normally I don't like the Tetris style of inventory management, But in this game, I found it, like, weirdly enjoyable. Like, it just kind of fits and feels like it belongs there. But we should probably tell the trinket trader about what we found. You explained to the trader that you found a use for the fused tablet at the ancient lighthouse in Devil's Spine. You had opened a door in that ruined lighthouse? Yes, that makes sense. Now, we found some of the merchant's rare fish at Gale Cliffs and Twisted Strand, which leads me to believe that the remaining ones are in the opposite corners. I think this eel she's after is going to be in the Stellar Basin, but for the life of me, I can't figure out where else I would look. We are about to get one big haul, and we'll still have about 3,000 left in our coffers. There we go! Oh my, look at this. What do we look like now? Wow! I don't think we're going to be hurting for storage space ever again. Let's just do one of you, and a one of you, and a one of you. And then a one of you, and a one of you. And we'll be able to do that, get our new rod spaces, which, get a load of this. We can now go to my storage. Where's my storage? Grab you. We'll get rid of this thing, uninstall that. And grab you. Encrusted Talisman, you are going to make our fishing so much faster if I'm right about how you work. Oh, that is exciting. Ooh, you're a new thing. Crown of Thorns. With many heavily spined arms, this starfish is extremely hardy. It is a destructive pest and not worth selling. Okay, so we don't actually want you. You're just something that can appear and take up space in the net. Let's have a look with our telescope and see. Giant amphipods. Forgotten about you guys. I'm just trying to see if there's not maybe some kind of something that I don't know about. I mean, I was told it's found at the deepest depths imaginable. Ah, there's something. I bet that's it. Okay. Oh wow, this telescope is actually absolutely necessary for once. Okay, but if we're gonna get at that, we're gonna have to activate the researcher's device. Consumed grouper. Wow, you look truly awful. I mean, hey, how you doing? Once dazzling skin, now bleached and eroded. It barely resists, relieved at a final end. Let's activate this repulsion machine. And once again, head out into the depths. Okay, now, where were you at? Right in front of us the whole time. Well, I feel dumb. You, and there you are, the gulper eel. Wow, look at that thing. Few humans have ever seen this eel. Its great gulping jaw can open wider than the length of its body. Yeah, might as well do some other deep-sea fishing while he's here. I found a gulper eel. That's great news. I'll add it to my records, and we get a couple of new research parts. Tell me about the coelacanths. Yeah, you don't know where they might be, but you say they have a primordial feel. Well, everything else has been in one of the main locations, so it's gotta be up northeast. In the meantime, you will give me $250 for that, and about $233 for all the rest. Yeah, this thing really does increase fishing speed by a lot, to the point where if I get one of those speed up indicators, it's pretty much already there. Ooh, we can search this as well. Waves lap at a pile of flotsam collecting on the beach. Nestled in the center is a wooden chest. Oh, it's another... Oh, we have to complete a treasure map. Okay. I kind of figured there would be more of these out here, but I had kind of forgotten about it. And some more, well, treasure, so, you know, we've got that going for us. Alright, maybe I've got to combine those things. Maybe if I put them all together in my inventory, it'll make sense. The other one, I believe, was found around here as well on an island, so maybe if I just have a look around, I'll be able to figure the rest of this out. How about yous? No? Have I maybe already interacted with you? Maybe you're where I found the first one, I don't know. What about these islands? Have I been around those? Oh, that looks like a shipwreck. A curious-looking chest is half submerged in the sand. Alright, let's look inside. Yes, okay. Okay, so we put that there, and you there. No, that's not quite right. Oh, look at that thing. It has no eyes. Cleft-mouthed shark. A large body bisected by an enormous grinning maw. Teeth stretched down forever into the blackness of its large gullet. I don't think that's the last piece of the treasure map I'm looking for. Ah, there we go. Oh, wait. Okay, so that's north. And if we have that rounded edge there... Okay, so... Hang on. Let's check the map and see, because I have a... Yes. Somewhere to the southwest of the Stellar Basin, we could find something. You know, I feel like I was more likely to happen into that than discover it by the treasure map, but, well, I didn't, so I guess I wasn't. Maybe I should be waiting until tomorrow, but I'm honestly too excited for that. And since it is out in the water, it's got to be something to dredge, not a wreck on the surface or on a beach. There's something quite big moving there. Ah! Oh, look at that! It's a chest actually anchored to the bottom! Lying just beneath the surface of the water is a floating chest, held down by a chain that disappears into the deep. Yes, I will be opening that. And we get a research part, a silver trinket, and a whole big bag of doubloons. Thank you very much. Wow, 552 worth of stuff to sell. And sell it I shall. Oh, look at all this money we've got, nothing to spend it on. We've got enough research parts to get the next engine stage, and actually, we should be able to get the next engine stage if I just buy up enough. However, I don't know, I sort of feel like finishing the game with the current setup. First of all, because there is something to be said about not moving too fast for your own good when you're trying to avoid obstacles. But also, I kind of want to finish this game with the original engine. Especially if there is to be some sort of closure to the Lighthouse Keeper's storyline. Have we been inside here yet? I mean, since the last couple of things were just, like, behind obstacles and not really anywhere, like, special, I think maybe I should just start, like, checking some of these areas. That looks pretty big! you know, that looks pretty big. Oh, I thought it was going to be a whole hunt and everything, but I knew it had to be around here somewhere. I just thought that I'd have to be, like, deep in, like, this maze or something. But I know where I'm trying, at least as soon as I can buy some explosives from the merchant. Ghost Shark, make me some cash. Let us buy some explosives off of you, and head out. Yeah, that is so weird how she's actually, like, a little bit cheaper than just buying them straight off the whaler. She's really undercutting the competition. Now I was thinking maybe something in there. It looks like we can find a lot of materials there. And you guys are supremely annoying. Please follow me over here, thank you. Come on. Goodbye. And please don't just scurry off to somewhere close to me. That's equally annoying. Pile of loose debris, use explosives. And here we are. We could even make ourselves an easy pass. But here we are, the coelacanth. There we are. I knew it would be you. Alright. An ancient giant, battered by the years gone by. Its slow eyes swivel and look at you mournfully. That's kind of the thing. Some of these things, you almost feel like there's some glimmer of understanding in them. I mean, ocean life is so ancient and varied. When I'm pulling these things out of the water for sale, sometimes I wonder what right I have. But it's all for the cause of science, is it not? I found it. That's great news. I'll add it to my record. Here are some research parts. Excellent. That's all of them. Wow. I never thought I'd complete these records. That's all of our current pursuits complete. There's either stuff we haven't seen yet out on these islands, or all that's left is to go see what the collector wants. And today's soundtrack actually is very much fitting for, well, the trepidation I feel going forward, not knowing what I've done, what I've unleashed. Whatever this is, the old mayor and the lighthouse keeper essentially gave up their entire lives to stop it from happening, and now here I am, bringing it forth. And in another instance, I have to wonder what right I have. Greater Marrow's light, please show me the way. Alright, now I'm going to give you a little bit of honesty here. I just went and Googled to make sure I didn't accidentally finish this thing with leaving some things unattended to. And what I realized is that both of the unfilled spaces on the board are actually not related to the collector. I didn't read what they are or how to fulfill them, but apparently there's yet another robed figure and something to do with the researcher. So I'm going to look into those for a little while, and we'll see if I can't complete those as well. I know you guys don't like me Googling stuff, but I did this so that I don't have people after this series is over telling me, no, you got to go back and do this. Although, cards on the table, I will absolutely continue playing this game on my own time, because it is actually right up my alley. And like I said earlier in this series, this isn't the kind of game that I usually play. Or at least not from looks alone, so I feel like you guys actually are a pretty good source of games. I mean, the things you've suggested for series have almost all been things that I didn't know about, and then when I tried them, I actually really liked. I feel like, as a gamer, I'm actually more well-rounded because of this channel and the suggestions you guys have given me. Now, if there is another robed figure, where haven't we seen one? We saw one around here. We saw one sort of between the Marrows and Gale Cliffs, closer to the Marrows, really. And we saw one over here, or rather over here. I'm gonna say the other, probably Twisted Strand, right? And it looks like there's... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, you can show up just wherever. Somebody has to believe me, right? Somebody has to believe me. My god. Okay. Yet somehow I've just never been to this larger island off Twisted Strand. And I should have been, because if I had, I would have seen you. You're not exactly hidden. What do you want? Fisherman, feed. This person appears to forget the rest of what they were about to say. Oh no, it's me. Feed the mouth. Okay, you want tarpon. Tarpon. Okay, I can go and get one of those. I'm also gonna grab a crab pot or two, because just in case he asks for any kind of crab from this region. And I think they always ask for something that can be had relatively near. Oh, I didn't mean to drop there. Drop this one here, and then move the other one. Now, it's hard to see because it's kind of a stormy day, but I thought I had observed some tarpon off, yes, in this direction. So we'll grab one of those and bring you straight to my guy. There we go. Heat up, buddy. Oh, you're different as well. They hold the fish in front of their face, studying it with a tightening grip. After a few seconds, the fish collapses in on itself under the pressure. The figure looks through the gory mess and picks out the heart, placing it onto their tongue. Okay, now they want a horseshoe crab. A horseshoe crab. Okay, well, it's a good thing we dropped that cage. You know, I could probably grab the third thing right now while we wait for the crab if you would just give me a list. Or, you know, just order online. According to this. Ah, there we go. Both of you have things in you. And we might as well see what the others got as well, right? And another. Which means one for sale and one for me. Here you go. The figure turns the crab over to expose its soft underbelly. They scoops out its innards with sharp fingernails, consuming them blindly. Consume the sky. A barrel eye. You're gonna send me all the way over for that, huh? That actually sounds like a dog barking. I was thinking that there's got to be something more to do, like maybe something we can, well, there's something we can dredge, but like something we can like search here, like a sparkly? But yeah, you're moving. Okay, so that sound, I had mistaken that this entire game for just like island noises, but it's only now that I really listened. Alright, there's a skinny brown dog leaping around in the shallows. Occasionally it lunges at the water, snapping at some small silvery fish. Its technique is ineffective. You jump off the boat into thigh-high water. The dog stops chasing fish and focuses on you. Let's maybe throw some fish toward the dog? You throw some scraps into the water near the dog. It pounces at the splash and swallows seawater. Should we slowly approach? You wade towards the shore. As you get nearer, the dog backs up a little ways. It sits. Maybe throw some more fish? You throw some scraps towards the dog, which land in the sand. The dog eats them, along with a mouthful of sand. Let's keep approaching now. You start to walk closer to the dog, but it runs away nervously and hides in some bushes. After a few moments, it emerges again. Should we call for the dog? You make soft, encouraging noises, and the dog cautiously approaches. It stops just out of your reach. Hold out some fish in your hand. You hold out some fish scraps in the palm of your hand. The dog approaches slowly, but soon begins licking at them. Yeah, it's okay. You reach out and gently pat the dog. Its eyes follow your hand, and it seems to understand you're not a threat. Alright, come on. You pat the dog again. It seems to be enjoying it. You pat the dog again. And again. And again. And once more. But now I suppose we should go. You make your way back towards the boat. As you're wading out, You hear the sloshing of 4 legs cutting through the water. You stop and turn around. The dog is standing a few paces behind you. It tilts its head questioningly. You're coming with me. You are coming with me. You continue, this time with the dog alongside. Its tail is wagging so hard it beats the water into a froth behind it. When you get to the boat, you turn around to pull the dog on board. Come on, you're sitting right up here with me. You lift the dog onto the deck. It walks around briefly before curling into a ball and looking up at you. Maybe you could find this dog a more permanent home. Well, first of all, given the area, but also, first person that jumps to mind is the researcher. I mean, I was going to say the photographer at first, but she seems to be doing okay on her own. I think we see how the researcher is doing, because the whole plot with her sister, I mean, and her, like, colleagues, I always felt like that was all just unresolved, you know? I even said a couple episodes ago, I wish I was more I could do with the researcher, research part. Oh, hello again. What do you need? This dog needs a home. Do you want it? A dog? Oh gosh, let me see. The dog bounds over to the researcher. She crouches down to pet the dog, grinning. The dog licks her chin in response. This is my favorite story so far. I could definitely take this one off your hands. And I'd love the company. Are you sure? Yeah, here you go. Besides, I'm constantly losing things overboard. Yes, thank you. Oh, we're gonna be such good friends. He can be my assistant. Suddenly, the dog stands upright and begins to retch, its stomach heaving. Seconds later, it vomits a wet glob onto the floor. Something glistens through the mucus. Oh, that's interesting. I suppose that's yours if you want it. Sure, why not? I can clean the rest up. Don't worry about it. Well, thanks, little guy. But now we've got to find that barrel eye. There we go. Something over that way. Here we are. Phew. And let's bring you back to the hooded figure. Oh wow, you're quite big. I've never seen one of you out here that wasn't a catchable before. I did not like the way you so quickly submerged and came back up. You're behind me, but you're keeping pace. Wow, you are not letting up. Yeah, we're very close to our objective, but I don't want you getting close to me. That's the thing. I'm hoping you've finally given up. But let's get ourselves in there and finally complete what I believe will be all of the pursuits on the board. I think our time here is drawing to a close. There's your barrel eye. The figure begins to consume the fish head first, gnashing teeth searching for the heart of the thing. When the fish is halfway gone, they stop and throw it aside. And there we go. Providence. Complete all side quests one way or another. They take a book and give it to us. I really feel like these guys are all related to whatever was going on at the Devil's Spine. I mean, besides the obvious depictions. And that really I've just been helping along the apocalypse this entire time. All that's left of this boat is an old husk. And we can find a bunch of stuff inside. You know, even now at the end of the game, it's incredible to me how much I'm finding still around the Marrows. Let's get ourselves that engine improvement. And now, if we want, we can buy that major upgrade. But you know what? I'm not going to do that until... Presumably we can keep playing after the end, right? Presumably. Then again, with the potential stakes, that's not at all assured. Whatever. Let's just store what we don't need and just have faith that this will all work out. Because, you know, that's how you do stuff. Dock worker, you're not looking so good. The dock worker is standing motionless on the edge of the dock, staring down at the water. He seems paralyzed by fear at what he sees. Let's stay with him for a bit. You stand with him for a while. Occasionally, a tremor shakes his body and his breathing becomes labored. Are you all right? He seems unable to respond. He strains, clenching his fists, eyes shut tight with the effort. A tear rolls down his cheek. I haven't talked to you since I delivered that package all the way in the beginning. What happened? You notice his neck and overalls are covered in a dark fluid. The same dark fluid that was leaking from the package you delivered earlier. Well, that answers my question. His body relaxes suddenly, and his eyes snap open again. They are cloudy and expressionless. Fluid rattles through his lungs. A drop of dark ooze falls from one of his ears and lands on the dock. It slips between the boards and disappears into the water below. A trembling head turns ever so slightly towards you. His breathing grows heavy in anger until you step backwards, leaving him standing there on the dock. Whatever's wrong with him, he clearly belongs to the sea now. And the sound of fluid in his lungs, that was also true of one of the hooded figures. Maybe they're victims of the same thing, or perhaps willing consumers like the dock worker. Then again, the fishmonger seemed to come out okay. Alright, this is it. We are the toughest little boat in the Marrows. And especially if we remember to turn our lights on. Point is, I'm curious, and for better or for worse, it's time to see what this has all been about. So, Collector, reveal to me your secrets. Rather, reveal to me my own secrets, what I've been doing without realizing it. Tell me more about that book of yours. Which book? This one here? No, The Cat in the Hat. Yes, this book! With a wry grin, he pulls a dusty tome from the nearest shelf and glances at the cover. There's really not much to be said of Histories of the Grey Isles. It's quite a chore. Don't play dumb, you know which book I mean. Play dumb. Your hypocrisy is wearying. I suppose we must go through this rigmarole yet again. The Book of the Deep appears in his hands, sheathed in its dirty crimson jacket. Go ahead. Ask us. Can't help but notice the we there. Where did you get it? Sparkling dust motes hang in the air between you. They really do. Look at that. Don't you remember? You were there. The air around the book begins to pulse rhythmically like a quickening heartbeat. Ever since we met the fanatic, there's been some hint that there's more to us than we thought. That we ourselves have more history with this place than we know. We thought we were responding to a job as an angler, but certain things make no sense. The engine of the boat we were given, and the way some people talk about us. So was she. You wanted to forget. Begged me. The room bristles. Now that's Lovecraftian. This is what you asked for. Give me the book. Your words hang in the space between them. We've been progressing this whole time, sort of this relationship of boss and errand boy, but with those words spoken, well, that rift has been created and can't be undone. You won't change a thing. The book is ours. Step closer. You take a step closer through the crackling room. The collector lurches forward in response. What can you possibly hope to achieve? I'll take that. You strike out with your right fist, punching hard into the jaw of the collector. His face shatters and falls to the ground. Oh my. You're pathetic. The Book of the Deep is in your hands. Was it always in my hands? Understand this plainly before you sink us into despair. I know how to bring her back. It's all right there on the pages. And now you've seen its power firsthand. We wield the power to release her from her slumber. Find her last relic, and we can undo everything. Undo what you did. Does that mean I get to keep the house? And more importantly, there it is. We've been receiving references this entire time to her, and it seems like that's it. We were doing all this before, and somehow our actions led to the loss of someone, and we wanted to forget, maybe so that, specifically, we wouldn't go on this path. Knowing that we had the ability to do something, but knowing that we shouldn't. Oh, the plot just thickens so much. This game is so cool and certainly Lovecraftian. Here it is. It's kind of been Lovecraft light up until this point, but here we go. Now the fanatic's words make a little bit more sense. You know what? We can do something. We can. But I'm gonna go see if I can speak to the lighthouse keeper first. You know what? I just remembered the words that the collector spoke to us when I asked if he was human. I'm as human as you are. This game is brilliant. I have the book. You've had it this whole time, have you not? It doesn't matter. Make the most of this window of lucidity. Now is the time to act. Do you still remember where it happened? In that gloomy darkness behind the bay? When you're ready, I'll point the way. I'm starting to... Look, maybe I'm wrong. This is just a wild guess. Are the notes in the message in a bottle written by the person I lost and talking about me? Alright. I think, I've been recording for about 5 hours total now because I also recorded the previous part. I'm gonna stand up and stretch my legs a bit and then I'll come back and finish this. Alright. After a short break, made a little bit longer because Kitty wanted attention, I'm ready. Warning, you are entering the final phase of the game. Your progress will not be saved from this point onwards. Do you wish to continue? Yes. The more you warn me, the more anxious I feel about this, which I'm sure is the point, but also yes. You must wait until night is thickest, till the ocean is as it was, all those years ago. It's time. I'll point the way. Follow my light. Go and do what's right. For her. Throw it back. We're gonna have a choice to make, aren't we? But it certainly won't be an easy choice. After all this. You say you're pointing the way? To the back of the marrow. Oh, I love how this image that's been hanging over the map the entire time, something that's been so ever-present, in the end, is sort of the key to it all. That's brilliant, and, you know, for the entire length of the game up until this point, it's more or less just been fetch quests and not really too present with the gameplay. But in this last part, it has been truly gripping. Let's head out there. Oh, where are we? We're really heading out into the middle of nothing. Time locked in place. Time locked in place in the present, even as we're trying to revisit the past. But we have to make sure that we undo past wrongs, no matter how tempting it may be to try and complete whatever it was we started. This is the place. Throw it back. The book struggles in your grasp, its weight somehow shifting from side to side. Silver ribbons flail pathetically against your fingers. It's resisting us. Throw it back. You hold it high above your head. A low groan rumbles from the book, echoed by another from the depths. Throw it back. And finally, you throw it into the foaming water. Something didn't like that. Maybe you should have put it in a bag of rocks. Oh no. We had to be consumed by whatever that thing is. I knew there'd be a cost. But I get the feeling that that was the right thing to do for everyone. I mean, all of this weirdness, I know it was caused by bringing that thing up in the first place. That's what was in the casket in the note, wasn't it? The thing that drove so many to insanity. And that's the thing, its power is alluring. There's so much that can be done with it, but at such a great cost. To the region, to those within it, even to the wildlife and nature itself. Who knows, maybe it's even what destroyed the civilization on the Devil's Spine. But that was such a great game, from the story, the visuals, the music, and just the vibe that it goes for. It's a love letter to Lovecraft, honestly. And a love letter to nautical horror in general, which is what I was hoping for, and it's what I really think it achieved. In a way that other games really haven't. Maybe Sunless Sea. I haven't really played a lot of Sunless Sea, but there's really... I feel like nautical horror, despite being so ripe for horror, is so... not often used. Which is bizarre to me, because the sea is so full of mystery and legends, like I've been saying for this entire time. And this game has no shortage of legends. I mean, that's what I love about it, is that, sure, we have the mystery of what it is we're actually collecting all of this for, but there's the mystery of what lives in the sea, the mystery of the magic that makes it what it is, the mystery of what's at the bottom of it, and the mystery of those who choose to live out here. Huge leviathans living in the deep, stories of the ghosts of old sailors who wander these waves and those who washed up on the shore. It's just got it all, and I love it for that. It wasn't a long game, but it was a fun game. And that's awesome because, like, it actually has fun gameplay on top of everything else. It leads you on this whole journey, and you never feel bored because you're constantly learning new things through the gameplay. But the gameplay is such that you're constantly being led along, pretty much by the hand, but you're also constantly finding all these things off to the sides. I didn't realize until the end when I read the achievement that everything on the pursuit board is a side quest. You could probably speedrun this game in a couple hours at most. But I was just following all these things the entire time because it's just so intriguing. I want to learn the stories of these people, and along the way, I know I'm going to learn more about the sea and the creatures within, so why wouldn't I? It's got some of the best progression and most natural progression of like any game I've ever played. But I never finished the progression. I do want to try out that crazy engine, and, you know, I can definitely see myself continuing to play this on my own time. There's like 50 species or something. Granted, a lot of that is aberrations, but there's like 50 species we never uncovered. A lot of that is probably from trawling or crab pots, but still, I don't know how I could have possibly missed all that, because I feel like I've been everywhere up and down this entire map, but clearly not. Clearly there's still more to see. There's always more to see in the sea. It's a game that, much like the ocean itself, and much like nautical lore, it manages to be beautiful and terrifying all at once. And I think it's the feeling of this game that's really going to stick with me. And it's a feeling that I would honestly love to see emulated in other games. But I don't think this video's over just yet. I wonder if there's not perhaps multiple endings out there. I mean, what happens if we don't throw it back? Now I'm going to consider Throw It Back to be my canonical ending, since that is what I chose, knowing everything I learned up until that point, even knowing what the consequences might be. However, there is more to see here. Collector, I'm ready. We must make one final voyage. This time, I will be with you. I'm ready. Yeah, I've heard it all before. The relics are coming with us. We should wait for the fog to thicken. With luck, the seas will remain unaware of our intentions. See, this is the true definition of a twist. Because a twist is something where it's not just something you didn't see coming. It's something that, when viewed in that context, the whole thing leading up to now looks different. Now, our destination is the open expanse to the west of Greater Marrow. It's marked on the map. We must not tarry on the open waters, not with such a significant cargo. Make haste. His shape disappears from the mirror. A chill rises in your body as you turn to leave. The Collector is with you. You know, the kid in me who used to love messing around with games is kind of wondering, is it possible to get eaten by that huge Leviathan with the castaway in my cargo? Because that would be pretty funny. Let's make that journey once more. Literally making haste if we can, since the relics are indeed joining us this time so that we can actually complete all of this. You know, it's a real lucky thing I encountered the old mayor, or else I would never have even thought about doing what I did before. This is the place, the same image as when he came to see us on the dock. This is where she was taken from us, and where we can at last bring her back. Only here, and only because of what we've achieved. You open the book, and its pages are frosted with ice, and a chill mist rises around your fingers. You begin to read aloud. To release a lost one, frozen in time. You throw the pocket watch overboard. That's the first time our characters had dialogue in this game. And tethered by chains in the deep, you throw the necklace overboard. Bind them to this world once more. You throw the ring overboard. Open the door to the starry heavens. You slot the key into the lock of the music box. And lay the weary world to rest. You throw the music box overboard. Its key left unturned. And into the deep it goes. And the sea gives something back. Oh my. Oh my, that's a face! Even this has a cost, even when we give. Maybe something in it for us, but certainly not what we expected. And certainly not good for the rest. This is the end that was prophesied by the stones. So in the end, I was defying prophecy by throwing it back, but it was the right call. Oh my, I'm so glad I went back for this other ending, because they managed to make that truly horrifying. You know, normally I just get kind of annoyed at the bad ending of games, but here, they did that in such a way where I actually felt my stomach drop twice. First when I saw that thing rising out of the ocean, and then when I saw the effect of my decision. This is an absolutely brilliant game in all regards, and I love how we actually had agency in its outcome. But only if we decided to push further. The information that would make us want to even go this route is all just hidden on the periphery. Or just how much we choose to listen to the dialogue. I mean, remember, we were first informed about this from the mayor, talking about the old mayor, unfavorably I might add. Well, I definitely feel reassured in my initial choice. Even if it does end in my own self-sacrifice, it at least prevents the sacrifice of literally everyone else. Maybe throughout the whole world, but certainly for the region. But I suppose, in an alternate third ending, where I choose to simply go back to my life, decide that the things which plague the waters now are, well, fine, a worthy compromise for my own life, as well as theirs. There's only one thing I could do. Sweet! Oh, look at us move! This is the fastest it's possible to go in the game, I think. I have gotten the best engine in the game, and stacked it with a couple of improved outboard engines, so yeah, we're pretty quick. We're pretty quick, to say the least. I'm definitely going to keep playing this on my own time. Look at you! Aww. You know, forget it. My reward for this is that I get to keep exploring the ocean at my own pace, which is now much faster. Ugh. We found another one of these. Collapsed viperfish. A rejection of the light, or a return to the ways of the deep. I mean, I've already given my thoughts on this more than once. Plenty of time when you're out on the sea like this, although less time from now on, I guess. But if you like this series, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. Oop, don't even have to care. Oceanic perch landed on deck. At this point, we run into dangers and actually get stuff out of it. Well, if that doesn't mean I've won, I don't know what does. Anyway, if you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Let's see if this guy wants to try and catch me now, huh? There you are.